What if I told you the very foods you turn to for comfort, energy, or relaxation, coffee, burgers, wine, might be the reason you're stuck in a loop of stress and anxiety? Sadhguru, a globally celebrated yet controversial thinker, says these aren't just bad habits, they're weapons of self-destruction. And if you think this is scaremongering, science may actually back him up. He warns us that if you eat without awareness, your mind cannot stay sharp. What does he mean? Why are millions of people turning to this ancient wisdom for clarity in a chaotic world? And what could it mean for your mental health? Stick with us, because today we're not just breaking down what Sadhguru says about food and mental health, we're testing its relevance, its controversy, and its surprising connection to science. You won't want to miss this. Welcome to Beyond Noise and Chaos, the channel where ancient wisdom meets modern problems. Today, we're diving into Sadhguru's take on how the food you eat impacts your mental health. And let's be real, it's divisive. According to him, the coffee that powers your mornings, the alcohol that unwinds your evenings, and the snacks you reach for when stressed are more than just bad choices. They're the root cause of emotional instability, anxiety, and even bad decision-making. Think he's exaggerating? What if he's not? By the end of this video, you'll understand. The exact foods Sadhguru says are poison for your brain. The radical shift he believes can give you clarity and calm. And why modern science is just now catching up to what yogis have been saying for centuries. Let's get started, but be warned. This might challenge everything you thought you knew about food. Sadhguru starts with a bold, almost audacious claim. Your food doesn't just fuel your body, it shapes your emotions and thoughts. To explain this, he divides food into three categories rooted in ancient yogic philosophy. Sattvic, pure, foods like fresh fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds. These promote mental clarity and emotional stability. Think of these as the calm clarity foods. Rajasic, stimulating. Coffee, spicy meals, and sugary snacks. These might make you feel energized in the short term, but overstimulate your system, leaving you restless and anxious. Tamasic, dulling. Processed junk food, alcohol, and heavy meats. These are said to slow you down mentally and emotionally, leaving you lethargic and clouded. If your mind feels heavy, dull, or unstable, you don't need therapy first. You need to check your plate, Sadhguru says. And here's where it gets really interesting. Modern studies are catching up to these ancient ideas. Research shows diets high in sugar and processed foods are linked to depression and anxiety, while plant-based diets improve mood and cognitive function. Coincidence? Or are we just waking up to the truth? Here's where things get uncomfortable. Sadhguru doesn't just suggest you eat more greens. He takes aim at foods most of us can't live without. Let's break it down. Caffeine. Your morning cup of coffee? Sadhguru calls it a false stimulant, tricking your brain into alertness, but leaving you depleted. That mid-afternoon slump? He says it's the caffeine crash. Love your coffee breaks? Sadhguru says they're breaking you. Alcohol. He doesn't mince words here. Alcohol is poison, he says, not just for your body, but for your emotional stability. Think about it. Ever felt emotionally stable after a night of drinking? Didn't think so. Meat. And here's the big one. Sadhguru explains that meat leaves behind what he calls heavy residues in the body. These are not physical residues, but subtle impressions that affect how your system functions. Meat is more complex and harder to digest compared to plant-based foods. This digestive strain can burden the body, potentially dulling both the physical and mental faculties. Over time, this heaviness may manifest as sluggishness, brain fog, or emotional instability. While Sadhguru does not insist on vegetarianism from a moralistic standpoint, he encourages mindful eating that aligns with compassion and harmony. He believes a vegetarian or plant-based diet fosters a sense of connection with life and reduces harm to other living beings. Choosing not to consume meat can be seen as an expression of living consciously and harmoniously with nature. Barbecue fans, brace yourselves. He's coming for you. Processed junk. This one's obvious but worth repeating. Dead food creates a dead mind, he says. Those snacks aren't just killing your waistline, they're killing your clarity. Sadhguru doesn't just condemn your diet, he offers a solution. A diet rooted in pranic energy. These are foods that are alive, vibrant and fresh. Raw vegetables, fruits, sprouted grains, soaked nuts. But it's not just about what you eat, it's about how you eat. He emphasizes mindful eating, no TV or smartphone screens, no distractions, just you and your plate. He says when you eat with awareness, the food becomes your medicine, not your burden. Imagine eating not to satisfy cravings, but to cultivate mental clarity. Radical? Maybe. But those who follow this say they feel lighter, calmer, and more focused. Is Sadhguru's approach just spiritual mumbo-jumbo? Or is there truth to it? Modern research increasingly links food with mental health. High-sugar diets are tied to depression, while plant-based diets improve mood and focus. The twist? Science is only now catching up to what yogis have said for centuries. So is this ancient wisdom finally getting its due? Or is it just another trend? Sadhguru's teachings force us to ask uncomfortable questions. Are we eating for convenience or for clarity? Are our cravings controlling us, or are we controlling them? Here's the challenge. Try a week of pranic eating. No caffeine, no processed junk. Eat fresh, vibrant foods and see how you feel. If it changes your mind, come back and share your story in the comments. Because maybe, just maybe, the food on your plate is the missing piece to a sharper mind and a calmer life. If this video made you think or rethink, we would be honored if you subscribe to Beyond Noise and Chaos and share this video with someone who needs this perspective.